for stats day today? Did somebody say no? Did somebody say no? Actually, I think I just heard that.
I think they just said
woo woo. Woo woo. Okay. Well, you'll be pleased as punch to know that John Thompson is back to teach stats with a little bit of supplemental help from me because he's so much fun. So I thought we needed fun and stats together. Alrighty, we are going to get going because we do have jam-packed today, and we're going to lower the thermostat. Give us a second. Please, if you will, turn off your cell phone.
Yes, Mom.
Where's Amanda? Is she in here or outside there?
Yeah, we're here.
Where are you? Oh, hi. Amanda, come on down.
Make sure my phones are turned off.
Okay, make sure your phone is turned off. Lunch has been sponsored by the Churchwell Group and the lovely Amanda Churchwell. Thank you. Thank you. There's lots of delicious food out there. How are you?
That's okay. That's good. Hey guys, Amanda Churchwell here, founder, owner, crazy person at the Churchwell Group. We are here to help you grow your business. That's really why we exist. We're here to help you get back time. You can't give you more time, but we can give you some, back when you hand over your stuff to us. And so you can use that to grow your business. You can use it to take a vacation. You can use it just to enjoy your life a little bit more. Quality of life is really important to us at the Churchwell Group, and so everything we do is designed to take lots of stuff off your plate so that you can continue lead generating, growing your business, and hopefully shutting down every now and then as well. So how do we do that? We provide transaction management, so contract to close. You give us a contract when it goes binding, and we're your assistant for that deal. We manage all the details. There's a bullet point list at your seat of everything that's included in that. We have a team of closing coordinators, and you would be assigned to one. There's 12 of them right now, and so we have an amazing team there. Can handle any capacity, but there's no minimums, no maximums, of course. So if you want to try out the service, you just give us a call. We'll assign you to a closing coordinator, and they'll get started and do everything as they normally do. Another great point about the way we manage the service is we present ourselves as part of your team. So for, say, an agent who's just starting out, it makes you look legit right away because you've got someone else on your team. We brand our emails to you. If you're a seasoned agent and you're just running crazy in this spring market, you can add a closing coordinator to your team, and it doesn't cost you anything until it closes. If you're a team and you're growing, or maybe your ops people are at their capacity and you need to leverage some things out, contract to close is one of those things that you can leverage out very easily so that your ops people can be focused on your marketing and making sure your database is up to date and getting listings taken care of. Our contract to close is $375 a closing, and it goes on your crazy. And we get paid when you do. So there's no termination fee at all. We do offer a termination package, but terminations work like this. If it happens to terminate, let your coordinator know, and we stop working on the file. There's no charge for that. It's a pretty good deal, right? If you want your coordinator to clean up all those loose ends after it terminates, so doing a non-urgent TNR, getting signatures, if it's your listing, getting the status back to active, letting KW know it's terminated, and of course the closing attorney and lenders usually already know, but we do just send them a copy too. We charge $75 to do that. That's optional, and that's called our termination package. So that's our contract to close service. We also offer listing coordination and marketing. So we have a team of listing coordinators as well. We offer multiple packages. You'll find that at your seat as well. We start at a $45 get you live. So you've got a property that you know is going to sell really quickly and you just need help getting into the system. You're running crazy. You send us your dual entry form, you send us your photos and your logins, and we'll get it up for you. It includes FMLS, Georgia MLS, and .loop. From there, you can go to our gold or platinum. One of our most popular is the platinum package. It covers a brochure, open house post, caravan post, Facebook post, going over to Realtor.com and Zillow and making sure that the property is assigned to you as the listing agent, making sure the details are all there and that they're correct. If there's anything wrong on either of those third-party sites, we'll troubleshoot that for you. But it's a really comprehensive package. Someone who's really maybe has a seller that is watching them like a hawk, or maybe the property might not fly off the market as quickly as you think, and so you need to do those extras for that. So that's a good package for that. We offer some marketing items as well. We do email blasts, we do postcards to neighborhoods. You can do it to your database, or we can pull addresses for neighborhoods if you want to set up a consistent farm, or maybe you just want to do circle prospecting for a listing and you want postcards to go out to the neighbors there, or maybe you want to carry them on your door knocking. We do door hangers. So lots of things like that. You can find our services at thechurchwellgroup.com in addition to the information that you have there.
It's up on the screen.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you for that. So you'll see across the top we've got contract services, listing services, marketing services. What you won't see on there is we actually offer custom branding and design. So if none of our templates float your boat, we also utilize Michael Lewis's templates that you have access here to, so we'll log in and do all that work for you. But if none of those preset templates float your boat, we can actually custom design. We have our own graphic designer. She's fantastic. Her name is Trish, and she is sweet and talented, which I really like. So you would actually consult with her on a complimentary basis, just determine what your needs are. You need website, either from scratch, or maybe you need it updated, your logo, or maybe you've got your logo and your website down, but you need your print marketing, maybe your Facebook cover page, your LinkedIn cover page, those things with consistent branding. We actually offer that, and those are quoted on a individual basis, because they're just very custom and unique to you. So those are quite a lot of the things that the Churchwell Group offers. We make it very easy to work with us. You just call or email or submit a contact form on our website, and our team will be in touch with you right away to get you taken care of. So any questions at all?
Let's thank Amanda for lunch. And Charlie, do you have a tip of the day for us?
I do have a tip. First off, Amanda and her group really are the best, and not only do they make your life easier, they also make the closing attorney's life a lot easier too. So, little plug there. So tax day was a couple of days ago, so I'm not going to do anything else with taxes. Another fun topic is divorce. So I thought I'd do taxes, but this comes up all the time. Divorce. So we get title exam. And if there's a settlement agreement, or if they're pending, or a divorce has happened, on the people that are on the title now, the owners, that comes back on our title exam. So we do see those settlement agreements, and it talks about if they own the property, who's supposed to get it, if someone's supposed to get a certain amount of money when they sell it. So the tip for you guys is, obviously, if your seller has been divorced, or they're going through a divorce, that should be obviously a red flag for you. If both of them are still in the title, which is sometimes that's the case, then as the closing attorney, they're going to have to sign off on the last numbers. They're going to sign off on the settlement statement and everything like that. So not as big a risk on that. But sometimes one spouse was never on the title, but the settlement agreement still awards them a certain portion of the equity. So what you have to know is that prepare your seller to remind them that, listen, okay, if you went through a divorce, you remember the settlement agreement, refresh yourself with that settlement agreement, because when it comes to closing, the attorney may have to reach out to the ex-spouse and get their approval on a settlement statement, even though they're not on the title anymore. Because we'll actually have to cut them a check for $10,000, 50% of the equity, something like that. We'll have to actually contact them and reach out to them, and a lot of people are past that, they don't want to deal with that. But it's a possibility, even if that ex-spouse is not on the title. So always a red flag. But if that's something, just ask them to be familiar with their settlement agreement with their divorce. So that's all I've got today. Charlie at mmhfirm.com. Please let me know if I can ever help you guys. I'll do work on your next closing.
Thanks, Charlie. Thanks, Charlie. Supreme Lending. Come on down. Scott. Sorry, Justin can be here. Scott's not here.
Mrs. Scott today.
Yeah, Mrs. Scott today.
Yep. I'm Kim Neely, for those of you who haven't met me. It's great to see everybody. As you come in every day, we love to say hi and stop by. We put candy out. So please come. Justin?
I'm Justin Messer, and I just wanted to give you a kind of a question that we get every single day. We have so many different buyers that are stressed because they're ready to move, but they know that they have to sell their house, but they think they have to do it all in the same day, which is extremely stressful. So we have a lot of ways to try to qualify buyers so that they can keep their house, sell it after the fact. That way you can market it, get top dollar, and then you can purchase prior to. So one quick way, we can do the 401k loan so that they can have their minimum down payment, or you can do the equity line if they're planning on trying to pull equity or using the equity from their current home for their down payment. That's a great option. We have a really great 2% or 1.99% equity line connection for that. And then if they just have to, they don't really have any other funds really available other than maybe just a minimum down, what they can do is that they can purchase, as long as they qualify with both, and then they were planning on putting all of their equity into their home after the fact. So what we can do, they can still do that. So say someone puts 5% down, maybe that's $20,000, but then after the fact they want to dump $200,000 into it. So typically you're going to have that same amortization schedule, same monthly payment, but we can do a recast, which basically changes the AM schedule, which lowers their overall payment. So this is a good way to qualify with minimum down, and then that way they can sell their house, take their time, move, do all that, eliminate a lot of that stress, go ahead and buy, and then put all their funds and then lower the payment after the fact. So that's a great, great option. So just make sure to educate your buyers when doing so, and your sellers.
Mark your calendars. Next Thursday is personal and professional best. That's the 25th at 11:30. We are bringing in Panera, so again, we're trying to entice you in. So we're going to have the personal and professional best, and I'll let Kenzie explain it.
Yeah, so guys, on the heels of Red Day and our Habitat build that we're doing on the 27th, the theme this month is Serving Thy Neighbor. So it'll be Pat and a few guest speakers kind of touching on that. The program is an hour, so the first 30 minutes will be the content. It'll be Pat, a few guest speakers kind of speaking about serving thy neighbor and that whole theme. The next 30 minutes is a trivia game where we could win charity money for the office and for the individual. So there's two ways to win. During the trivia game, you're based on your speed when you answer the questions and your accuracy. So,
on your phone.
On your phone, yeah. So it's on your phone, and the questions will come up on here and your phone. And how fast and how accurate you are depends on what score they get you, and the leaderboard, it'll show it. It's a lot of fun. So there's two ways to win the money. One is individual, so you can individually all win personal money to get to your charity of choice. And then there's the office to win. If we win as an office, we obviously get it's $500 to charity of our choice, which I think would be the Fuji's or
We're working on who that is.
Right. Okay.
Right now.
Yep. So please come out. Please join us again. It's
Food and money.
Yeah,
Food and
food and
money.
money. It's on
Sounds really good. Please
25th,
come.
Thursday, next week at 11:30.
And West Palm has been the champion of the past, so we're looking to change that.
Oh, yeah, no longer.
This August.
Yeah, no longer.
No.
Yeah.
And the first half hour is done in a video conference kind of situation, so Pat's not going to be there because they're streaming to how many offices?
It's 20 plus offices
Okay.
total. So
Okay.
yeah, it's a ton of offices. Most Keller Williams I would say 15 Keller Williams offices participate. So it's a lot of fun.
But we're gonna win.
Yeah, but we want to play. We want to win. So
Is that already set in stone?
That we're pretty
might as
much.
well
okay,
be.
good.
Might as
Pretty
well be.
much.
Might as well be. So
Yeah.
and the more we have here too, the better chance we have of winning as an office. So please
Come
show
on
up. It's a lot of fun. Food.
Next Thursday at 11:30.
And as to Justin's comment, I want a show of hands of how many people have a client that has said to them, I do not want to move until I find the right house. So he just gave you a whole bunch of ways to overcome that objection, and I hope you stop up front and talk to him about that, because we have been working in this market for about probably more than a year. And so we have ways to help your sellers overcome that. So let's use that as a dialogue with your clients. Yes? Yes. Thank you so much. Awesome.
Thank you.
Alrighty, Y4C2Ts. We are down almost to the end. Teamwork together, everyone achieves more. Can somebody give me an example of that? Other than me and the awesome team we have in leadership here? Anybody? Anybody?
You can talk about the ALC. And,
I could talk about the ALC. I wanted them to.
Gotcha.
So.
Well, I'm part of them now, so technically I
Yeah. Okay, so answer. You're good. You're good. Yeah.
Well, the ALC is a great example of teamwork, and years ago, the ALC committed to helping the Fuji Academy. We saw a need there. We went out to family reunion several years ago, and they brought up Luma across stage, and we all realized she was in our backyard, and so right there was a commitment to help a lot of kids in needs, and this market center just come together in a major way to support all those kids, and that's a great example of teamwork coming together.
Right. Yeah. Another example, of course, is the fabulous leadership team in the office helping you be the best agent you can be. So I want to thank everybody in leadership for being the wonderful team that they are. All righty.
Let me back up.
He's got a better one. He's got a better one.
I won't say better, but so how many people have co-opted one of your listings or sales internally in-house? Should those not be your best deals ever?
Yes.
Yep. All right. So that's teamwork playing at the highest level, making sure that you represent the public, not just your client, but the public, and making doing those deals together. So I would say that's a great opportunity.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
That's a great one. Number 8 on our list, from those lists, being a part of the solution and not part of the problem in a market center. And we really do work very hard to live by this rule. If you have an issue, please do not do the water cooler gossip. Come to somebody in leadership and chat with us about it, because if it's valid, we want to fix it. And if it's not, we'll tell you. Okay? All right. Upcoming classes, really quick. I'm going to scoot by you so I can read this from over here. All right, we've got magical mornings every morning from 8:45 to 11. This afternoon, thank you so much, Andrew. I think he just walked in. Where'd he go? He was just here. He just walked in and walked out. Command with Andrew from 1 to 2. Tomorrow, 11:30 to 12:30, learn how to fix Flip like a pro. And I'm assuming, I think I saw a D walk in. Where's the D?
It's right there.
Yeah, that's with, is that your class?
Yeah.
Okay, with a D. Thursday, if you need Code of Ethics training with Alita Baberman, please go on Greg. I looked this morning and I wanted to make sure that I had taken it, and it says you need license law. I was like, okay, good, it's telling me what I need. So please look to see if you need Code of Ethics. It's right here on Thursday. Meet the Market Center tomorrow night. If you know of anybody interested in joining the Market Center, be it somebody that is interested in real estate or somebody from another brokerage, please have them come. We'd love to chat with them. We are not staffed on Friday, Good Friday. Saturday, dual career coaching from 8:30 to 9:30 with Vic. He sends out an Evite for that, so if you are in the coaching program, you're more than welcome to come to that. On Tuesday, disc selling with style with Cynthia Medini. We are opening it up to the other KW offices, so if you have not registered for that class yet, you might not get a seat, so you might want to do that today. And that is going into depth into disc, helping you work with your clients in business and personal to get the best out of other people and understand how other people work, okay? So that is a great class. I just finished it with her. It's fabulous. Ignite starts next week, so if you need Ignite, if you need post-license hours, or if you're looking for a fast 33 hours of CE credit, if you need a lot of hours, if your 3 to 4 years is almost over, that would be a great way for you to get 33 hours. We talked about Thursday from 11:30 to 12:30 with Supreme Personal Professional Best and Trivia. Next Thursday, leveraging social media for your real estate business with McManamy. Who is teaching that? Is that
Megan Blank,
Megan is teaching
marketing
that.
director.
And that is a CE class. That's a CE class. Next, blue and green sheets with Aaron and Faye. And then Design to Sell Staging Company is coming in on the 29th from 12 to 3 for a CE class, Staging to Sell. So we have a jam-packed calendar with lots on it for you to partake. Everybody take pictures at once, too? Okay. All right, Code of Ethics, like I said, coming up. Please register for that. Go back one. So, as you'll see, our KW Cares logo now has a KWPR logo. So while we support KW Cares with every breath of our being, we also have decided to open up a KW Peachtree Road Cares. So on the green sheet, you will see that there is a space to donate from closings into the Peachtree Road Cares account. That is so we can help agents within our market center without having to go through KW Cares. It is quite a lengthy process. They have a lot more money than we do, okay? So if you have a situation that you're really truly in need, an illness or something, we do want you to go through KW Cares, and we do want you to still donate to KW Cares. This is just a little something that when we have an agent in need in the market center, and they might need a little help here, a little help there, we want to be able to do that a little bit faster. So we have started a Peachtree Road Cares. The ALC voted on this, thought it was a great idea. It is not deductible on your taxes like KW Cares is. So I just want you to know that. This is just out of the goodness of your heart. You know, you're going to donate 10, 15 bucks from a closing to our Peachtree Road Cares. And then the ALC each month will decide, it's not going to be up to me, the ALC will decide as a group where the money goes to and who is in need. Okay? Red Day is coming up on May 9th. We are talking to Cross Keys High School. They are in dire need of lots of things. Erin and Jenna went to a meeting with the principal last week, and we're hoping to bring to them a small field day, like we do for the Fugees on a slightly smaller scale. We're working on that right now, so please put that on your calendar to give us a couple hours. We know that we have 2 in 1 week. We love the Fugees. We really want to help Cross Keys. We want to help the kids at that school that really are in need. So put that on your calendar. Fugees Day, May 2nd. Jenna, did I see you in the room? How are we doing on donations and volunteer?
So we had a lot of people sign up for t-shirts, so thank you for that. They arrive next Thursday, so if you did get a t-shirt, go to Lexi and Kayla. When they arrive, we'll send out an email. We are still behind on donations, so if everyone wants to take out their phone and Venmo, even if everyone in the room donated like $5, that'd be awesome, or more. We are behind on that. We're about $1,000 behind, so we really need your support to make that happen. And if you can't donate, we would love you to donate your time. So we've been sending emails out about how to sign up for games or setup or cleanup. So yes, we'd love you there May 2nd if you have not signed up yet.
First quarter stats with our very own John Thompson, who makes it so interesting to talk about statistics. I'm going to sit over here and I will interject. Yes.
All right, so unfortunately for you all, I had some really great jokes to tell you this morning.
Let's hear them.
But I realized we're being recorded. In the day of social media, I just have to make sure all that's turned off before I tell you my best.
That's true.
So stick around to the end of, so if you want to hear the best jokes, you got to stick around to the end.
We'll turn off the live
When I've
stream.
confirmed all that, yeah, the live stream is gone. So
Right.
I just want to put that out there. So, all right. So, before I get started, who is new? This is the first time you're seeing Market Center stats? It's your first time. All right, that's new. Fantastic. You're gonna learn a lot. So, these stats. So for the newbies, we cover this on a quarterly basis. What I'm going to cover right now is just a snippet of all the actual reports, the actual different charts that you have available. When is it being downloaded or uploaded?
I believe he sent it this morning.
Okay, so really soon you're going to have access to all of these stats that you're going to be able to use for your listing presentations and buyer consultations that I'm going to show you. All right, so here we go. So we all know KW is number one. This is out of the 40 some odd MLS areas, FMLS areas in Atlanta. KW has the clear market share. FMLS rules now dictate that we're not allowed to talk about other companies' numbers. So that's why we have to block out the brokers. But all you need to be able to show a client is that we're the market leader and that we outproduce the next 4 competitors combined, regardless of who they are. Right?
And look at the number.
Right.
So Keller Williams is at 22.6%, and the next one is 5.7. I think that's a talking point.
So regardless of brand, no matter who they're talking to, we dominate metro-wide, right? So there's, when people talk about number one, I can't personally get irritated when I see anyone else talking about number one, because there's only one number one, right?
That's right.
There it is. You can chop up numbers any way you want, but it's not genuine. There's one genuine market leader in Atlanta, and it's KW, hands down, right? You all do it, right? So let's see here. What's that?
That's your in-town numbers.
In-town numbers, right. So here we go. We, as a market, as a company, we don't lead listing share yet. However, we still sell far more in town, inside the perimeter, than any other brand. So once again, crushing it by far, right? And this is the story that everyone needs to sing and telling their customers and clients. That's the power of these slides. All right, we won't go through this in depth. All the newbies, all of these individual slides are in your grill. This is really just giving you an overall market of cumulative monthly sales, the median sales price. I'm gonna go over this stuff multiple times during this presentation, so I want anyone talking about it, you can't see it, we're gonna cover it more in detail.
You can't see it, John.
I can't see it, right? That's the whole point. It's a supply-driven market, and we're gonna talk about that here for the next 45 minutes. All right. So this is probably our most popular chart. We call this the American Idol chart for all the newbies. This red line is all the people who think they can sing, and these are all the ones that really can sing. These are all the sellers that have tried to sell their home over in this course of time, and these are the ones that are doing it. The one thing that you can see, this goes back to January 2009, and what I always like to remember is that regardless of the market, sellers market, buyers market, whether we're transitioning, is look at the consistency of sales in Metro Atlanta, right? Of course, you can see the sales cycle, right? There's your annual sales cycle in residential real estate. Very clear. So we know every month which months are going to be the biggest sale months of the year, okay? And you can see even from the top to the bottom, yeah, there's a drop. So here's the reality. And you're going to see this coming up because the sales rates are slow. So if we sell 3,500 homes a month, how many homes sales a year will that be? Mike, grab the top. I don't got math.
42,000.
42. The commercial broker. There you go. 42,000 home sales. How many home sales do you personally need to have a fantastic life in real estate? How many you need? 12, 24, 36, 50, depending on the price range, 114. But you personally, what does one broker need? What does one agent need? How many sales do you need, Reagan?
60.
60. Woo! Reagan, can you get 60 out of 40,000 opportunities?
Yep.
Richie, how many sales you need out of 40,000?
35 or 40.
35 or 40. Anybody in here with a high price range and you need about 12, 18, 20, something? Come on. There we go. All right. 25. Can you sell 25 out of 40,000 opportunities? Because that's what's happening in Atlanta every year. So the market goes from 40,000 home sales to 50,000 to 55 to 45. You need 36 transactions.
Question, what constitutes a buyer's market? More than 6 months?
6 months or what?
No, that's a seller's market, according to your charge.
Right.
Anything 6 months or less is a seller's market. So I'm assuming anything more than 6 months makes it a buyer's market?
Correct.
Okay, that's it. Thank you.
All right. We all know that your listing sale for the highest sales price the first couple of weeks. So since we've been tracking these numbers, we know that when you put a house on the market, if it sells in the first week, first 2 weeks, you got a chance of getting 100% or more. The longer it's on the market, the lower sales price, the original list price, sales price you're going to get. This one is, what is that? Percent of original list price received by sellers. Once again, it's the timing effect. So your job, regardless of the market, when listing property, let me give you the summary, the Cliff Note versions for all the newer associates. Okay, list your houses at the right price day one, and you will sell more houses faster and a higher price. You'll actually sell houses at 100% and more. So don't ever worry. Here's a phrase. You'll get questioned by a newer associate and say, well, can you underprice a house?
I don't want to give my house away.
Yeah, that's what the seller's going to say. I don't want to give my house away. Can the seller give away a house? No. Because if you list the property, if you list a 540 door here in here in Brookhaven, Dunwoody has all 540 doors. Brookhaven doesn't have it. But if you list a nice house here in Brookhaven, and the market is $600,000, and you list it for $550 on the market in the MLS with great pictures, and everyone knows about it, what's going to happen to that sales price?
Bidding war.
It's going to be a bidding war. It's going to drive it up. The market's going to dictate it every time.
The market will always adjust the price.
The market will always adjust the price. So for newer associates, if you're on the buyer side and you're working on getting listings, and this is the biggest challenge for agents at the listing table, is a seller is going to want you to push for the highest price possible. And your job is to recognize what the market is really doing and land it there, and the market will drive. Here we go. Here's the point. You and the seller doesn't drive the market price. The market does. Okay? And so one of the things you're going to do is once you go through all these stats and you're seeing all the property, you're going to have a gut feeling. You're going to know what the sales price of that property is going to be. And your job at the kitchen table is to get that price.
Will you guys send us the presentation?
It'll be uploaded.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
It's already up there.
It's up there.
Already. There you go.
All right. Thank you.
All right, so here's one of our newer slides that we've introduced. Chances of going under contract. So this is a given month for March 2019. You can see by price point, right? Because everything is driven by price point. So if you look at the price point for March of what with pending versus active versus failed, meaning expired or withdrawn, those are your total listings. And you can see your pending percentage and the actual odds for that. Now, according to the MREA book, what is the average sales price you want to have if you wanted to build a 7-level team, make up to net $1 million? If you want to net $1 million, what's the suggested minimum sales price you want to have? Come on. Somebody knows it. What's that number? $250,000. $250,000.
Which, interestingly enough, is the average price point in Atlanta. Not the average price point in this market center.
Right. I know. We're much higher. We're inside the perimeter.
We're 360.
Now the Paul Zaccos of the world, they have to work a little harder. We're knocking out Douglasville. All right, Paul?
You, sir, are correct.
And it's okay. It's okay. Because instead of selling 36 houses, how many do you need to sell, Paul?
61.
61. Right. Okay. So you can make it up on volume. Oh, as a matter of fact, here you go, Paul. This is just for you, Paul. No one else.
Everybody leave the room.
Everybody leave the room. So I was reviewing all this stuff, knowing that 250 is the number, so 200 to 290, so clearly it falls in there. Where's the sweet spot in Atlanta, right?
Yep.
By price range, 300 to 500, that's your high volume sweet spot. Look, it falls from 500 to 750, it drops off.
Dramatic.
So listen, we all want $1 million listings and high price listings, but understand the market, the vast majority of people we sell to, between $200,000 and $500,000, that's your world right there. You dominate that. Listen, quite honestly, if you've never received $1 million listing in your lifetime, but you had market share here, you'll be amongst the top agents in this market center, in this state, and in the world. And you never have to sell $1 million. But you're gonna crush it right there, because look at all the opportunity you have. There's value in understanding where the market share is, right? Because this stuff down here, you gotta have a lot of holding time, right? Because you miss it, it's forever to sell the suckers, right? But that's 1 to 8 out of 10, right? You're dealing with a lot of egos, and if they miss that property, you got $1.5 million property. What has to be, when you're selling $1.5 million listing, what can be wrong with that listing? Nothing. Right? It gotta be perfect. If it's not perfect, it will sit. Alright. So this is just an opportunity to reflect of the different markets. So this is taking the peak of the buyer's market. In our world, the peak of the buyer's market felt like the bottom of the market, right? Depending on how you want to look at it. Mm-hmm. So from a seller's point of view, it was the worst of the market. From the buyer's point of view, it was the top of the market. So you look at active listings, 31,000. We have 12,000 properties right now. Supply months, 16 months. So there we go. Here's your question. Man, what's your first name?
Patricia.
Patricia. So here you go. A buyer's market had, the worst buyer's market, we had 16 months of inventory. So the months of inventory, if you don't know, is that if we didn't take any new listings at the current sales rate, how long would it take to sell all those properties? So back then, if we didn't take a new listing in January of 2009, it was going to take 16 months to sell all the listings at that sales rate going on there, because we were only selling 1,898 in that month versus 4,300 in March of this year.
And that supply in months is called the absorption report. You can find it in FMLS. We used it a lot back then. Kelly, do you still use it?
Yes.
You still use it? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, we used it a ton. We were taught to use it to show people if you don't price your house right, you're going to sit on the market for 16.1 months. It's a great tool.
Median sales price, $143.25. The average sales price was just over 100. I think it was like 102, 103. The average sales price in Atlanta at that time. Now we're at 285. Median days on market.
That's huge. Wow. That's huge.
Median sales price, original list price, right? So here's the thing about a seller's market. It requires little skill from the listing agent's point of view. You just got to get the listing. And then the biggest fight, and you tell me, because you're out there doing it, the biggest fight you're going to have, top agents, successful agents, please speak up and share, is that at the kitchen table, everyone wants more. So even though they know they're going to get more, that they're in the seller's market, that prices are up, they still want to push the envelope. And if you push the envelope, you're going to see that even though we're in the seller's market and things are flying off the shelf, when it's priced right, for the ones who try to push the market, they suffer the consequences. Is that true? All right. Price reductions. So we're in the seller's market, yet we still have to have price reductions. Meaning, there's still too many agents out there taking listings overpriced. All right. So you're going to show, this is over the last 2 years. So this is by quarter. So first quarter of this year, we're 39.7% needed price reductions to generate a sale.
We're getting better though, because you remember what the last stat was? Who remembers what the last stat was last quarter?
It's on there, 44.
Yep. Oh.
Yeah. And better.
Congratulations.
I think the stat actually also in one of the stats last time was around 50. I have to look back at the other one because I remember that half.
Bob, price point.
Right, okay,
There was a price point where it went.
okay.
You're exactly right. There you go.
There you go.
Right, so that's the overall market. Look, overall market by price point. So it's easier to hit the prices. Now here's the thing: we're inside the perimeter. So on the low end, I'm trying to think. What is a $200,000 to $300,000 property inside the perimeter? Is probably a condo, right? A livable space, right? So, from my thinking, and you correct me if I'm wrong, I'm thinking if you've got a condo, you're selling interior space, it should be easier to price a condo because it either has hardwood floors, granite countertops, and stainless steel, or it doesn't, right? It's 2,000 square feet, 1,500 square feet. Like if you're mispricing condo, I mean, that's, what else is there? It's the interior space, right? So, like, those people, they need help, in my opinion. All right? Now once you get into single family homes, and we have infill, right? And one street, there's always been my interpretation and perception is that in town, when you have one street is hot, and there's redevelopment going on, and there's tear downs, right? It can get a little, that's when you have to really know your marketplace, right? And
And remember, this covers a multiple of FMLS areas.
absolutely, yeah. This is the whole
Yeah.
territory, right? Yeah. I'm just saying for in town.
Yeah.
I mean for condos, just relating it to in town. That's what I want to think. So a reduction in percentage taken by price point. Once again, is just showing you when a listing had to take a price reduction, what percentage do they have to reduce to get a contract? And the higher you go, that's a big, when you're talking about 8% or 9%, what is that? Almost 10% of $1 million, right? So it's $100,000, right? You got $1 million listing, you can't lower it by $20,000. That's nothing. You got to do it by $100,000 increments, right? 200 to 300 is still 4 or 5%, which is a lot for those people, right? So if you got a $300,000 house, you got to lower it by 4.2%. That's a nice little chunk of change now. Of course, if you don't have to have a price reduction, you're going to have a higher opportunity to get a higher original list price to sales price. When you lower it, obviously it's going to be a bit lower. Once again, we have it broken out by sales price. Days on market, obviously, when homes are priced right, they fly off the shelf, right? When they're not priced right, it can sing for a return. In your world, listen, if you got a $300,000 house, between 305, 113 days, doesn't that seem like forever to you?
Yeah.
I mean, you're used to stuff flying off the market in 2 weeks.
Hey, John, with the price.
Days, thank you. Days and if you 2 weeks is beginning to feel like a long time, right? You're not listening in 2 weeks and because that's your expectation, right?
Would this be a great slide to show on a listing appointment?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With
Page
the-
16.
So with the price reduction, says that after you do that first one, are people just expecting more and more and more? Is that why it stays on longer, or what facilitates that?
No, if you lower a price, so if you take a listing and you're dramatically overpriced and you lower it and you're still overpriced, you're gonna have, when you see a price reduction 3 or 4 times, they started dramatically high and they had to chase it down to the market to come. If you have it, ideally, if you miss it or an agent misses it, when you lower it, you got to make sure you're lowering it to the market, or where the market is going to accept that offer, and then it'll move in. Because you'll see the activity, you'll have a home, and no activity is going on, and you will lower it to the right price, and all of a sudden your phone rings. And showing time starts working again. Like you call this AMA number. Hey, does this damn thing work?
I had somebody say to me yesterday, I actually had to check my phone.
Yeah, I'm trying
I
to-
think there was something wrong with my phone.
Yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with your phone. Your
no.
price is over.
Now, here's always a really interesting comment to me when I talk to agents and they say, I have it priced right. I say, how many showings have you had?
Oh,
Been on the
none.
market 2 weeks, none. And then what do I say? Then it's not priced right. Oh,
Here we go.
you're the expert, guys. You're the expert.
Hey,
Your
you're right.
client is not.
I want to make sure another. You know, I've been in real estate a long time. I just need to make
I
sure.
know.
Do you know, because you got a lot of technology out there. You still have to see a house before you write it under contract and close it, right? For the most part. Most people still need to see a house before they write an offer, right?
I could say something snarky, but I won't. I'll just say yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So here's the point. So if you're having no showings, hello.
Right.
Even if the average days on market for your territory is a little longer, the slide that we showed a few slides ago clearly shows that every price point sells fast. We're talking about less than 30 days. All right, here it is. All right, yeah. I mean, if it's priced
It's
right,
up to 1 million to 1 point. If it's priced right, it'll sell in less than 30 days. Price, location, condition.
so we used to say, and I'm sure that number, I don't think it's changed with the market. If you have a listing and you don't have any showings, what was it, 10
days.
showings,
Yeah.
10 days and 10 showings? Yeah, right, help me.
Yeah.
What is it?
If you don't have at least 10 showings in 10 days and no offers, yeah, you're overpriced. If you have no showings in a week in this market with the red lines, you're overpriced.
Everybody got that?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, here's the storyboard.
Love this one.
So this is of all closed sales the first quarter. So we had 10,388, which is about 3,500 home sales. All right. But that's all of them. You start breaking it out by the ones that had no price reduction. So out of those 10,000, 6,000 had no price reduction. They sold in 14 days at 99.3%. Right?
That's a great stat.
Out of those not previously listed, 5,700 closings, 99.5%. 11 days on the
11
market.
days.
This one was the wrong agent, right? Yeah, right price, right agent, right price, wrong agent. So they had it at the one price, but for whatever reason, the agent didn't sell it. They didn't turn phone calls. They had a job, whatever. So I don't know. So they didn't sell it.
Look how much longer it stayed on the market.
Now, it might be, the first thing that comes to my mind is if the price is the same, that might be a condition issue. So these agents staged all their stuff, everything was looking good. These agents just listed it and it was...
And took pictures with their iPhone.
Took pictures with their phone. It was, there was smoke smell. Cujo was running through the house. All that kind of crazy stuff, right?
And then the right agent goes in and says, oh, no, we can't sell it that way. Do this, this, and this, and then it gets sold.
But they didn't list it at the right price.
Right.
See, here we go. So they had the right agent, but that agent wasn't strong enough to get the right price day one. So they clipped the listing. So take the listing. Do not take the listing. Take the listing and get the price reduction, and then you will end up here. Now your goal is to work here. So when you go to a listing appointment, one person's will is going to win. Either the seller or the listing agent. Right? Because there's two wheels at that table. They want 500, you want 450. Well, if you listed at 500, you're going to land here. If they listed at 450, they're going to land here. That's how it works. Wrong price, wrong agent.
182 days on market.
All right, so this is area 51. All price ranges. First quarter, 155 closings. Is there any teams in here that specialize in Brookhaven?
Just a few.
I wonder how many closings they had in the first quarter. 96.9% of them sell the original list price. I wonder if you specialize in Brookhaven, if your original list price to sales price is higher than that. It should be. Is your days on the market quicker than that? It should be. If you are, you're the specialist, you have something to talk about, and you're the pro. If not, if you're just average, you better be better than average. Because then you're just like everyone else. And at KW, are we just like everyone else? No, we're best in class. All right. So, same thing. So here we go. 12 days on the market in Brookhaven. So you list it right, you get 99.1% of the original list price.
And sell it in 12 days.
So out of those 155 closings in Brookhaven, 84 was listed right, day one at the right price, that sold for 99.2% of the list price and sold in 12 days. And that average sales price is probably what? They don't tell you on here, but anyway.
You did all combined, yeah.
All right.
Go back to that one for a second. That one. So y'all can put in your own information here. So this is an interactive slide. You need to download this into your computer before this will work for you, which we found out last time. You gotta download it first and work from the download so you can put in your area and you can put in your price point. Okay, this is really valuable when you're going on a listing appointment.
So like if you work in Douglas County, you would put in the area, was it 91 or whatever? Or Cobb County, you would put that number in there.
82, 81, 83.
Whatever it's gonna be. If you're all the Mac users, even if you have Microsoft Office for Mac, you're gonna have an issue with doing this because on my computer, when I double clicked it and I have Office version, it came up, it kind of wanted to screw this up a little bit, so you're gonna have to play with it a little bit to get it fixed. PC users, Microsoft works perfectly with PC, so you won't have any issue. All you do is just double click on there when you're in the, when you download it, make sure you're in the, what do they call it? Where you can edit the document, right? You can see it and edit it. Failed listings. What does it say?
Currently higher than last year overall, 5.4 points.
There you go. All right. So listings still failed because people overpriced listings.
More than,
That's what they all do.
go back one.
Yeah.
More
Oh, yeah.
than one of every 3 listings are rejected by the market.
Yeah.
1 in 3. Yikes. Yeah.
All right. Total failed listings by price point. Clearly, the higher the sales price, the harder it is to nail the price and to work with those owners to get the price right, stage right, look right, and to make it happen. So,
Hey,
and the
John.
suite, yes.
Do you have any thoughts about looking into second quarter? And are your thoughts more likely that there are going to be more failed listings percentage-wise?
Yes, because with my perception based on this, with the slowing sales rate, sellers are going to get it after buyers get it. Buyers are going to feel, there's still fewer homes out there, right? The inventory hasn't exploded yet, but it's gradually increasing, right? So we started noticing that last quarter, right? When we talked about it. The evidence appeared on the board last quarter, and of course, as we're going to see, it's just continuing. So, but in reality, go ahead.
I was going to say, it always takes the seller longer to understand that the market is changing than the buyer. That's what happened in 2008. Took us a while to get those sellers to understand that.
Yeah, they're not hearing that the market is shifting from the news media, right? We know it. You feel it every day when you take a listing, right? You know it because you have the stats. The sellers don't know that. So they don't know that this, they're hearing maybe there's going to be a shift, maybe there's going to be, it's like, no, it's already happened, right? We know the shift has already happened, but they don't know, right? It's not being reported to them yet.
They're just looking at their neighbor's house that sold 3 months ago for top dollar.
Right.
It's
However,
not 3 months ago.
however, depending on where you are, once again, depending on where you are, because real estate is local, depending on where you are, you're going to see there's some properties in some neighborhoods that aren't flying off the shelf right now. It's a little slower, right? Because the sales rates are going down. And the sales price that the neighbor got in the summer, you're not getting that right now, right?
And they have to do more to the house to make it pretty.
Right.
So when you look at the 5 to, I think that's 7, is that 7?
Yeah, 5 to 750.
When you look at that, just looking forward in the second quarter, it's probably going to be in the 50%.
Well, we don't know if every agent listed their house properly, then it wouldn't.
Right.
Right, but the trend,
But the trend
from the
is-
history and
Yeah.
even in the past couple of quarters, because I track that price point,
Right.
it's been, I mean, I'm seeing a ton of price increases. So I'd just be curious if some other
You're
agents
seeing price increases?
decreases.
Okay, right. Because one of the things that we're going to show you is the number of price reductions has increased, if I have not done it. So it's increased.
And Tara, could you take this slide and the slide from the last stats we did on a listing appointment to show them why you're so vehement of pricing it right to get it sold, so they're not a failed listing?
And the second quarter is always the best quarter of the year. So it all better be selling now. And if it's not, hopefully that figure is going to go down for second quarter, because second quarter is peak time for sales.
All right, Al, let me ask you a question. If it's not priced right, is it gonna sell?
It's got a better odds of selling, even if it's not priced right, but it's not.
With price reductions?
You're better off. This is the time we got multiple offers. Look at that past chart shows second quarter is always the highest percentage of sale price list price ratio. It's like, if I'm going to sell my house, I'm going to sell it second quarter because you're going to get more money. And that's what the buyers are out there. If you look at the bell curve of when they're selling, they're peaking in the second quarter and it's sliding down from here. So nobody take vacation second quarter. Hopefully it's a good number. Hopefully it's a good number. If it's not, that's really going to be a sign the market's starting to stop.
Now you're right. By
Good point.
quarter, you're absolutely right. Second quarter, the months in the second quarter will be the highest. However, and the second two quarters combined produces more than the first two quarters.
Say that
Right?
again? The
Yes,
second
third
two
quarter's bigger.
quarters?
Third and fourth quarter outproduce first and second quarter. Second quarter is great, first quarter sucks.
Yeah.
Right? So first and second quarter produce less than third and fourth quarter.
I never heard that.
The American Idol chart shows it real clearly because it shows where it peaks and what's
Oh,
happens.
absolutely.
Yeah, and what happens is the buyers are out there before the sellers are, because the inventory doesn't follow the same pattern as listings as the sales. So that's why you're getting more multiples in typically second quarter.
All right. Resale, total. Okay, so total resale failed listings percentage. All right. So tariff between 500 and 750, 44.2% listings fail. Overall market. It goes up, So that's 30% of listings are over $1.5 million are listed at the right price. 70% are failed. Putting it all together for 100 finalized listings. So this is finalized listing is after a listing period. So either it's sold or it didn't. Right? Only two options happen when a listing is taken. Either you sell it or you don't. So out of every 100 listings in the marketplace, 67 sold, 33 failed. Out of those 67 that sold, 27 needed a price reduction and 40 didn't. So there you go. So that goes back to the 99.3% of, once again, these are all listings combined. And then with your failed, you can see between the failed listings and then some were relisted, you have that 60 out of 100 listings were overpriced from the day one tracking 100 listings on average.
And these sold in 14 days.
Right. Once again, you can do this for your area. So this is area 51. So for 100 listings, 58 sold, 42 failed. Likely due to overpricing. What are the two things that you can control, you and the seller control, when putting a house on the market to make it sell?
Price and
Price and condition. How do you market a home to sell? Price and condition.
Right.
Every market is always the same. Price and condition, price and condition. It's a price war and a beauty contest. Right? It's a price war and a beauty contest. All right, we obviously got it. Pretty cool stuff. All right, Things going to be jiggly. All right, so the case for getting it right. This is a very cool tool that, if used properly, you can show your price versus their price. So we're saying 530, and you want it for 500. And usually, if you got a $500,000 listing, What list price does the seller usually want to list it? $650.
600.
Come on, somebody out without listing agent, give me a price. If you got $500,000 listing,
$550.
in town, $550. It's $50,000. It's not $30,000. They want $550. If you know what's about, so plug in their number, which is going to be $550. Now, because technology is technology, see, I would like to go there and change that right now, but y'all know that would just get jacked up, right? It wouldn't work, and then I'm like, so just when you get home, download this and change that to $550. Then you plug in that number to 500, and then when those run through, it's clearly going to show that when they list, if you list their property at $550, it's going to take them so much longer to sell it. Then they're going to sell it for a lower price, and then they have all that extra carrying costs of paying the mortgage and upkeep and blah 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 blah. And then after all said and done, they're going to net less than if they would have just listed with you at the right price they want.
And look how long they were going to be on the market. 204 days.
Oh, yeah.
Highly recommend when you're doing your pre-qualification with your sellers on the phone, get some of this information so you can plug this in before you go. Tara.
You know what, for me, I just was sitting here and I kept on thinking days on market, and you know, you're kind of programmed to think, 204 days, and you're like, that's a lot. But you know what? That's almost 7 months.
Yeah.
If you kind of frame it to the seller, that are you prepared to be on the market for 6.8 months?
When you could be on the market for 14 days.
Which would you prefer?
Which would you prefer?
Well, how many mortgages?
And you're going to lose money.
And I'll come back in 5 months.
Yeah.
So if you put your house under contract in two weeks, what's a normal closing time for a contract?
30 days.
30 days. So in a month and a half, you can be out. Or 7 months later,
Which do you prefer?
Really 8 months for the closing.
you choose. Are you sure you want 550?
When all the information that's right in front of you is showing you it's 500, because you are the expert.
So here's the difference, Mr. Seller. You hope you can get 550. I know you're going to get 500. And your hope will cost you and your family more than what I know.
And if 500 is not the right number, the market will correct it upward.
Boom.
If it's not the right number, it may correct it downward.
Yes,
Where do
sir.
we find this at?
It's all in the
I can't find it.
all over the internet.
I can't find it either. It's on the internet under
It's on the
links.
internet under links.
District status.
I will look to see if it's, I know it was sent to us, I don't know if it's downloaded yet, although somebody said it is.
It's on the.
It's under all market stats. It's not broken down yet in there too.
Each report.
Well, it's in each report, but normally it'll say in 2019. It's not listed that way. It's under all market stats.
Okay. We'll get Aaron to split it out. Yes, just make sure you download it into your computer first. You can't do it unless it's downloaded into your computer.
Okay.
Thanks for getting it right. This is for Area 51. Oh, look here.
Oh, look at that.
201 days versus 3 days. That's crazy. Alright. Once again, that's really 550 versus 500. Alright, sales with, alright, here we go. So we sell properties over list price. 27.8% overall sold at or above the original list price. Mr. and Mrs. Seller. If you are correct that 550 is the number and we list it at 500, there's a high probability you're going to be part of this percentage that sells their home above list price. And all that means is you're going to sell it fast, in a few weeks, close in a month and a half. However, if you're wrong, which I think you are, but you don't say that. That's not a real script. It's just me and you. That wasn't a script. You don't tell them they're wrong. No one wants to be wrong. Okay, that was the script. Come to Miracle Mornings and Bolding tonight, we'll give you the scripts. That's just really talking. But they're wrong. You can't tell them they're wrong.
I would love for you to get 550 for your home. Unfortunately, the data does not support that number. It's not not your interpretation of it. You got paper. Here, it's right here. Kelly, have you ever told a seller they're wrong?
Well, yes, but not directly.
Exactly. There are lots of ways to say that without saying you are so not right.
There you go. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. You have to finesse that just a tad.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Anyone in the room have sold a listing within the last quarter at or above list price? All right. Did you receive multiple offers? So one of the slowest quarters of the year, multiple offers, list price and above. It happens every day, every quarter. Boom. Days on the market. So, yeah, that's our price point. So this is clearly without, these are all, so this is every property that was priced right day one. Once again, like you're talking days.
Look at the 1 million to 1.49. 4 days if it's priced right and looks good in the right location.
Damn.
Wow.
That's awesome.
That's great. All right, so our summary, you can read, so I want to read that to you.
The probably most important one here is overpriced listings. 60% of listings were overpriced in first quarter 2019. 60%.
60%. In the seller's market.
In the seller's market.
In the seller's market. All right, so this is
In town.
In town, yes. Once again, our cumulative monthly sales, which is sales rates are slowing, median sales price. And once again, this is all in your stuff. So year-to-date sales is down 9.1% over last year. Median sales price up by 1.3%. Here's the thing about median sales price. You all know what median is. It's that number right between the very bottom and the very top. And the median sales price is going to be affected by the low number, right? So think about it. We're having less transactions and that median number is not moving. But if we did an average, what would happen?
Changes.
You're going to see the change. So that's really a false positive in my world. Think about it. We had this many sales the previous quarter. Now we have this many sales. So that median number is not moving a great deal. So that's what that's it. Yeah, and you're going to see that in the future slide here. All right. Condos. Year-to-date sales down 11%. Condos. Median sales price up 5.8%. Right. The sales price is dropping because the lower sales prices are falling out. Right. When interest rates go up and things get tougher, the first-time buyers, and they're the ones that fall out. Right. Not the high end, not the middle and the high end. It's the bottom that falls out. So that changes your average sales price and that changes your median day sales price.
And what market is affected when the market starts to shift first?
The bottom of the market.
Townhomes and condos.
Townhomes and condos, bottom of the market. Entry level gets hit first. And then there's a chain reaction. Right? Let's see. Numbers sold. What is this? This is still condos. So this is number of condos. There we go. So obviously we're a single-family home market, right? So more single-family homes in existing land than condos. So this is the number of condos taking place in town. And another thing, since we have such a relatively small number of sales, because this is the quarterly numbers, right? Yeah, this is the quarterly numbers. So since we have such a small relative number of condo sales taking place every month and every quarter, it's easier for those numbers to sway percentage-wise because you're dealing with a smaller number, right? So you're going to see that in some of the stats coming up. So it's in-town condos, right?
Just in town.
Just in town in a quarter.
Yep.
So you're talking about hundreds, right? Between 300 and 500. I'm assuming these are townhomes. And I remember when we never had $1 million condo sale.
Oh, it's happening.
I think it's single family detached. Single family.
Single family?
Yeah.
Little letters.
Tiny print.
Okay. Well, I can't read that.
I know I have a hard time.
That's just in town single.
This is condo.
All right.
Condo townhome.
This is counted.
So do we have any $1 million condo sales?
Yeah, a tiny one.
Yeah.
Boom. 13 of them.
Even a
10 this year.
1.5. Holy shit.
So there was $10 million condo sales in town this year.
1.5 million.
1.5, you have them.
Seven.
Seven? Hey,
Nice condo.
I remember when we never sold $1 million condo. That's multiple in one quarter, first quarter. That's pretty awesome. All right, change in median sales price.
This is just regular, single
Right.
family.
This is everybody. All right, so median sales prices once again went up 4.6%. But once again, we're talking about the median. All right, so remember that. And I think you're going to see that change. That's something Tara touched. I think this is something that you're going to change as the sales rates continue to fall. All right,
This
median
is in
sales
town.
prices for in town. All right.
Condo townhouse.
Yep. Bigger numbers, right? Because you have fewer properties selling. Sorry about that. Percentage of original list price received by owners.
Sellers, yeah.
So higher than all sales price ranges last year, lower than 200, right? Because that's falling off and it's not all that stuff available.
In town.
Yeah, pretty much the same thing. Right, not much change.
Condo townhouse.
So the percentages they saw were together after a while. Anyway, so median days on market, we covered that. Days on market in town. So now we're talking about in town condo. All right. We got big condos. Who's a big condo? Who's the condo king of condo queen here in town? In this room. You sell a lot of condos? All right. Well, there you go. Well, I'll let you see those. Got it? All right. Let's see here. Price reductions. The same. The theme is the same. Okay. The theme is the same. In town, out, inside the perimeter, outside the perimeter. Everything is combined. The numbers will change, but the theme is the same. Pretty much the. All right. Price reduction versus estimated price reduction. All right, here we go. So this one, here we go. March 2019 supply. So I would focus in first on that new information. I mean, that's, we have so little new information in the MLS unless somebody's telling me different, right? So the real number that's accurate that you can bank on is this number right here. So you got months of supply per price point, 2 and 3. Now remember, this is the whole market. So you can see 2,500 and 749, 6.9 months, 6.4, 11, 14.6, and how this compared, comparing it to previous quarters is that coloring, but you can just see the months of supply there, and what you're going to notice is that there's an increase there. All right. So this is
By price point.
yeah, by price point in town, right? Yeah. So resale 3.5, 4.7, 7.3 months of inventory. 750 to 900. So what does that tell you? 7.3 months of inventory between 750 and $1 million.
It's the buyer's market.
It's sitting there.
Sitting there.
It's sitting there.
And like I said, it's really a buyer's market right?
Not going.
6 months of dividing line, you got 6 months of inventory.
Do we know why?
Price point.
What do you mean? Why it's grown to that point?
What is the
more
the
Pricing
outside
conditions.
factor?
Pricing conditions.
Well, no, there are other factors too.
Well, you're talking about the economic and the forecast reasons of the
Yeah.
the economy is slowing.
Right.
And so when the economy slows, right? We've over the last couple of years, last 2 or 3, 4 years, we've had income. For the last 40 years, income has been stable, primarily in Atlanta. I mean, in the U.S. They started to rise a few, right? We did taxing. There's some corporate things that happened, but there's some things going on. One of the articles that I read, for example, is debt.
Yeah, too much,
Is up.
right?
Debt is high.
In
not
comparison
only
to income.
Not only personally, right? We have
Well,
student
national
loan.
debt, yeah.
Yeah, we have national debt. We have student loan debt, which is affecting home ownership rates,
Right.
which helps. Because remember, when people aren't buying first-time buyer homes, it affects the chain of everyone moves up, because that's how we move up, right? We sell
Yeah.
out and move up. And then over here, you also just, I don't know how this would directly affect this, but we have a lot of corporate debt as well. So debt is at an all-time high in every statistical way you can look at it in the U.S.
So in
Debt
other
is
words, there's
all-time.
like a fear factor pretty much out there why everybody stops. Could that be?
Well, there's also more more new construction in those higher price ranges than there were before. So the resale people that are in that price range are competing with new construction, and they think they're worth the same as new construction, and they're not.
Ooh.
Great point.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Will people pay more for new construction than a resale?
Yeah.
With the same features, same size.
Yeah.
People like new.
Brand new, right?
Yeah.
Everybody wants brand new.
I want to dirty up that carpet, right?
Absolutely. Somebody have a question back here? All right. So condo and townhome. Look at this. It's only 3.8%. 3.8 months of inventory between 300 and 500 condos. But it's up 76%. It was 1 point something or whatever before, right? So look at the increases. These are still small, but look how they jumped. Oh, once again, all things being equal, condo or single family home in Atlanta. Single family home. So first to get hit, condo. Second to get hit, single family resale. Right? New single family, resale, new condo, resale condo.
Yeah.
Anybody disagree? Shane, different idea?
So John, on the resales on that slide, when you get to the 3 to 499,000 price range, we're at 3.8 months supply, and then the next category, 500 to 749, we're at 6.9, and then 6.4. So that means those are buyers markets too in those price ranges.
Absolutely. Right. There you go. Absolutely. And now once again, this is the whole market.
Right.
Once you get in town,
Changes.
it's gonna change, right? This is the overall market, right? That's where you have to break it down. All right, shift considerations. Median days on market. Sales price reductions increase. The sales price original list price decreases. The number of failed listings increase. Supply of homes on the market increases. Actives increases. The pendings decrease. The sales decrease. And more distressed properties. All factors. So the more factors you have will tell you the type of shift that you're in. Median days on market, 43 to 42. Now, Charles, what's his name?
Chuck.
Chuck put not significant in here. I would disagree with that. Because the median days on market, even though it's not a huge drop, is that once again, we're talking about fewer sales. Okay? Price reductions. More price reductions. I don't care how little it is. It's worse. If you have to have more price reduction, that's an indicator. The original list price to sales price. Not a big change there. Failed listings. That's a big change. Failed listings percentage. The supply. More houses on the market. Active listings. Right? Pending listings. So more listings are coming on the market. We're selling fewer listings, and fewer are selling. And then the distressed sales, which that's a non-factor at this point. But if you look at this, clearly you can see what's going on in the market. This is the forecast. This is what's happening now, and it is the forecast. So we will have fewer sales, but we're going to have 40,000 home sales.
There you go. Somebody always wants to buy or sell
There we
a
go.
home.
Somebody will get married.
Yep.
Somebody's gonna get a divorce. Ooh, what's the best thing about a divorce?
Get a house.
Free. Really good to get free. Oh my God! Listen, hey,
It is what it is.
It is what it is, baby.
We're not saying it's good or
It
bad.
ain't
That's
good or
just
bad.
the fact.
It's a business opportunity. Okay. So newlyweds, divorces, promotions, job loss, business loss, downsizing, upsizing, right-sizing. People are always moving. Those are always in life situations that are going to occur that people are going to say. And there you go. So that's it.
It's freezing in here.
Oh, I didn't change this one. So that still shows Era 21. So so when you oh man, I wish I would put that at 51. But anyway, it shows you by price
That's their
point.
homework. That's their homework.
That's your homework. Yeah, I did
That's their homework.
That's right.
Yeah,
You go
that's
down
their
on this and put this in Area 51, and then you'll be able to see the days on market, price reductions, all those factors that you can share with a listing agent. Can you turn off the streaming for a second?
Oh, speak.